All right, guys, good morning. I'm going to walk you through notes that we are taking today over embedding quotes. I know we talked about embedding quotes earlier this week, and you said that you knew everything. So we're just going to take a few notes, so this should be pretty easy for you. In my notebook, I am on slide 35. You should also be on slide 35, I think. If not, just go to the next blank slide in this section, in the notes section. Alright guys, so I tried to make this as easy as possible for us. So what you're going to do is insert a text box, and it's going to take up the whole left side of that notebook, okay? Whole left side of that notebook. Then you're going to go to the hub, okay? Go to the hub. On your hub page, whatever page it is, if you scroll down and click show more, there will be, and then scroll up and find Thursday, October 22nd. It will say embedding quotes left side. So what you're going to do is click that and then select it all and copy, right click copy, right click paste, so we can fill in the blanks. All right, so go ahead and pause the video if you need to do that, and then I'm going to keep going. So rules, these are rules to follow when you are embedding quotes into sentences. Sometimes, that is our keyword, sometimes you need a quote, you need a comma before your quote, right? Only sometimes. We're going to go over that in just a second, when you would need one and when you would not need one. But your quote goes between quotation marks, right? So I'm going to put quotation marks so you know what those are. Your quote goes between quotation marks. And you always, always, always put some type of punctuation mark. Punctuation after, sorry, after your quote, but inside of your quotation marks. So you always put some type of quotation after your quote, but inside of your quotation marks. So if I was to add punctuation right up here on the second one, your quote goes between quotation marks. That's the end of a sentence, right? The end of a sentence. So I would put a period. However, if I had words typed behind here, I would put a comma. All right, guys. And then on page 36, what we are going to do is we're going to go to the next resource after I'm back on the hub. If you are on the embedding quotes left side, if you go to next resource, it will pull up this picture that is titled commas before quotations. And we are going to download and then insert that picture onto slide 36 of our notebook. All right, so the quote is synaptically independent from the surrounding text, meaning Ned said, Chelsea said, bring the dire wolf here. So basically, what comes before the quote is needed, like it's describing it, needs it, so you would use a comma. The quote blends into surrounding text. Ned has said that I should bring the dire wolf here. There is no punctuation needed if it's just continuing the sentence. Basically, if it's introducing the quote, it needs a comma. If it's blending in and continuing the sentence without an introduction, no punctuation is needed. If it's introduced by a complete sentence, Ned had one command: bring the dire wolf here. You would use a colon. This is a little bit more difficult, so I would say let's just ignore that one. And then the quote is a block quote introduced by a full sentence. You would use a period. This would be if you were quoting something from a novel that's like more than two sentences, basically. So yeah, that is when you would use a comma before your quote. If you if the quote is synatically independent and it's basically being introduced, you use a comma. If it blends right in, you do not use a comma. All right, guys. So we are going to practice using that. If you go to slide 35, we are going to fill in this right side. So on the hub, if you go to the next resource again, it says embedding quotes practice, right side. So you're going to go here, copy, and then insert text box on this whole side and paste. Right click, paste. So this is the example that we used on Monday, and I went ahead and I broke it down for you according to this, right? So it says you do need to add this purple color here. So when we said investing in police, it was continuing the sentence. So we did not need a comma. So you see there is no purple mark before. However, in the second one, Law and Order, I literally said, while our Republican president is introducing Law and Order, I was introducing Law and Order, right? I was saying President Donald Trump is saying Law and Order. So I did need a comma before. So there is a purple mark. You will see that because investing in police is not the end of a sentence, there is a comma after the quote, and Law and Order is the end of a sentence, so there is a period. So what I want you to do now is go ahead and practice your turn right here and highlight this part of the quote, and according to this color chart, you highlight by using the highlight color tool at the top of the toolbar.